Hey there, welcome once again. I say that every week, but here we are again. What's up with Tranquility? I am your host, Pardo. Today is Thursday, September the 24th, and we're here with another edition of all the latest happenings and releases in the world of heavy metal, progressive rock, and jazz fusion. So, in the immortal words of you-know-who, we got a really big show today, so got some really good stuff for you. So, first, we're going to start off brand new from one of our favorites from Finland. That's right, it's the mighty Amorphis. Under the Red Cloud, hot off the presses from Nuclear Blast. I mean, if you've been following Amorphis for the last, close to a decade, they got a new singer back roughly about 10 years ago, Tommy Joutsen, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. And he's really invigorated the band. He's a wonderful vocalist. He is just in top form on this album. That's him right there. Tommy, not really sure how he says his name, Joutsen, but he's fabulous. He's got a great, clean, melodic vocal. He's also a superior death metal growler. I call it more of a roar because that's what it kind of sounds like. But the music here, if you've been following the band since they released the Eclipse album, his first with the band, no real surprises here. It's kind of got the same feel, same sound. But, it's just one of those albums that's like every song is instantly memorable. The first time you listen to this album, it sticks with you. The songs are catchy, they're heavy, there's touches of folk, there's bits of prog, there's some power metal, there's some death metal, it kind of encompasses everything that we've grown to love about Amorphis. So, just... listen to those clean vocals. It's just so catchy, and then when he comes in with the death metal stuff, it's really compelling. There's just not too many bands like Amorphis who are just so consistent from album to album. So, for me, this is wonderful. It's going to be up there, probably my top 10 of the year, without a doubt. I can already predict that. So anyway, Under the Red Cloud, Amorphous, Nuclear Blast. That's our number one pick for this week. Hot on its heels, though, let me just turn this down just a tad. Hot on its heels is the latest Inside Out Records release from Riverside from Poland. It's called Love, Fear, and the Time Machine. And, kind of falling in line with their last album. Riverside kind of started out sort of as a progressive metal band mixed with some, Pink Floyd and Marillion influences, a little bit of Porcupine Tree. And their sound still is kind of intact, but I would say this album is a little bit mellower than previous efforts. There's a little less of the metal aspect to their sound. But they still rock in spots, but, it's pretty catchy. It's very melodic. There's some really nice proggy passages and arrangements. Great keyboard work, fantastic vocals. Marius Duda is just a superb vocalist. And, the musical accompaniment is just really, really good. It's more of if you like the more progressive aspects of Riverside, I think you're definitely going to dig this. So I love it a lot. Really, really good. Another one of those albums that kind of catches you right off the bat and just really hooks you in. So, the hottest off the hottest of the hottest off the presses. Presses of the hottest? Hottest of the presses. Hot off the presses. Yeah, whatever. The latest solo album from legendary Pink Floyd vocalist guitarist David Gilmour. It's called Rattle That Lock. Check out that awesome cover art. This is just came out a couple days ago. I'm just digesting this after a quick listen and a half. I like it. It's pretty mellow. I wasn't necessarily expecting it to be as mellow as it is, but I guess his last solo release was kind of along the same lines. But, it's just classy stuff. You'll hear little bits of Floyd-style music in here, especially those kind of soaring guitar solos. I wish there was more of them. It's the one thing going through this album the first time. Didn't hear as much of that really kind of searing, gutsy Gilmour guitar work that I would like. It's there. It's sparing. Vocals are good, it's got Gilmour's gravelly, kind of weathered vocals. Some really nice keyboard arrangements. Overall, it's a pretty nice sounding album. I think it's one that I'm going to really have to give some time and let it grow on me, because I think it's gonna be one of those growers. You're the first listener to. It's like, yeah, it's okay, it's nice. Nothing really stands out and just kind of jumps at you, but you know, Gilmour has never kind of been that guy. You know, it's like it's all the little nuances that go into kind of the songs that he writes and puts together. So Rattle That Lock. I'm sure a lot of you Floyd fans probably already have this, and if you don't, it's probably on your wish list. So again, one of those things that probably be able to give you a little bit better impression of in a couple weeks. But for right now, initial impression is nice, some tasty stuff on here. Need to dive into it more. So, all right, we're gonna go to New York. That's right, where I live. This band is from Syracuse, New York, a little bit upstate from where I live in Newburgh. They're called Unifiedpast, and it's called Shifting the Equilibrium. Those of you progressive rock fans probably recognize that artwork here. That's from the masterful Ed Unitsky. He's worked with the Flower Kings and many, many other bands. I'm trying to think of who else. Off the top of my head, it escaped me. But he's done a lot of stuff with various prog acts. And, you know, his artwork is just adorning this lovely little album. It's a prog album. The band now has in their ranks lead vocalist Phil Narrow, who's he's been around. He's worked with quite a lot of people. He's got sort of like a high-pitched vocal, kind of along the lines of John Anderson, and he fits right in with these guys. You know, again, their music is it's prog rock with bits of hard rock. You know, some Rush elements, a little bit of Dream Theater, a little bit of Genesis, maybe a little Yes, you know, that sort of thing. Some Deep Purple, you know, that's Phil right there. You know, great artwork, nice photographs here, lyrics, all the good stuff, everything you want from a quality prog album. So again, not a very well-known name, at least not yet, but Unifiedpast. Check it out if you like modern-day prog with you know, that's got a bit of heavy parts to it, but still progressive rock at its core. Shifting the Equilibrium. Really like this a lot. All right, we're gonna go switch over to metal, specifically doom, and this band, kind of an international band. They've got roots in Chile, as well as Belgium and other parts of Europe. They're called Kingheavy. This is their latest self-titled for Cruz del Sur Records. 7 tunes of classic doom. Again, you're going to hear bits of Black Sabbath and Trouble and St. Vitus, and most importantly, Candlemass. So long tunes, slow, crushing riffs, soaring vocals, you know, wah-wah guitar solos, epic arrangements. You get the picture. I like it. Very good. Very heavy. Most original doom album you're ever going to hear? Of course not. But very, very solid. From a label that really just pumps out a lot of good product. They really have been for quite some time. And we're going to stick on Cruz del Sur. This band is called Magister Templi. It's called Into Duat. These guys are from Sweden. Ding, ding, ding. Anything that comes out of Sweden is damn good. They also kind of play the doom card a bit, mixed with classic metal. So, you know, if you love all the greats of the doom genre, as well as throw in some, like, epic Rainbow and some, you know, more of the early heavy metal sounds, I think you're going to dig this. It's really classy. It's quite heavy. Got a kind of a cult feel to it, you know, and I like it. 2 really good releases from Cruz del Sur, Kingheavy and Magister Templi. Check them both out. Gonna go over to the reissue forefront, or the reissue front, I should say. And this is a band from, or was a band from Glasgow, Scotland. You know, never really made it too big in the 70s, but, you know, they left a lasting legacy on the kind of blues rock front. And I'm talking about Stonethecrows, Maggie Bell and company, a superb vocalist she was. And if you're a fan of the band or been trying to get a hold of any of their albums, you're probably aware that they've been out of print for an eternity. So if you go to get a copy on CD or LP, you're going to spend a fortune. But thankfully, our friends over at Angel Air Records in the UK have released all 4 of their original studio albums, which were released between 1970 and 1972. And then the band kind of went their separate ways. So we've got the first one. They're both double disc sets. So we've got the original album Stonethecrows as well as Ode to John Law, both on, you know, double disc set. and with some bonus live tracks, which is always good to have. And then the third and fourth and final releases, Teenage Licks and Continuous Performance. Again, with some bonus live tracks. So, you know, if you've been trying to track down Stone the Crow stuff, you got it all right here. Also noteworthy for the late vocalist bassist for Robin Trower, Jimmy Dewar, was also bassist and backing vocalist for Stone the Crows for a bit, as well as also late guitar player from Paul McCartney and Wings, Jimmy McCulloch, also was a member of the band for a brief time. So, you know, some really, really noteworthy stuff. Really, really good blues rock, ripping guitar work, great vocals. I mean, Maggie Bell, superb vocalist. You like, kind of like the Janis Joplin stuff. So that's it on the reissue front. So the other night I happened to go check out Andy Powell's Wishbone Ash. Actually, I shouldn't call it Andy Powell's Wishbone Ash because he's got the rights to the name, so it's just Wishbone Ash, but it's Andy Powell is the sole remaining original member of the band who's in the current lineup. But the guys he's got in the band alongside him have actually been with him for quite some time. So they have, you know, toured the U.S. fairly regularly over the years. This is actually my first time seeing them. I've had other opportunities, but things came up and I wasn't able to attend. So I saw them at a little place called the Town Crier in Beacon, New York. Really nice little kind of supper club, live music all the time, served dinner, nice little place. And wow, what a show! I mean, you know, I've liked Wishbone Ash for quite some time, and Andy Powell is just a superb guitar player. And his cohort from Finland, Muddy, on co-lead guitar is excellent as well. The band was just incredible. They played a nice selection of old tunes and some more recent stuff. Just the sound was perfect. The instrumentation was uncanny. I mean, what these guys do with the dual twin lead guitar thing is just unbelievable. I mean, they were one of the originators, for God's sake. So, and that's kind of my segue. By the way, if you get a chance to go see him on this tour, I think it might be winding down. But if you've had a chance to see him, great. If they still have some live dates left in your town, go see him. You're going to love it. But that's my segue to the last segment of the day, which is Forgotten Favorites. So, a little tribute to Wishbone Ash today after seeing them the other night. And, you know, this is a live album which they released at the start of, which they released at the start of the 80s. You know, they had an early live album called Live Dates. It's pretty legendary. Most people cite that as one of their favorite, you know, live albums of the 70s, and it's great. It is great. I got to tell you, Live Dates number 2, or part 2, whatever you want to call it, Wishbone Ash Live Dates 2, far superior in my view. You know, it's got a great set list. Again, they don't. They try very hard not to duplicate stuff off the first Live Dates album. So there's a mix of, you know, some of the early stuff from the first few albums, as well as a lot of the great material from the 70s when Laurie Weisfeld joined the band. You know, Laurie, he's a great guitar player as well, and for my money, I love the Andy Powell-Weisfeld combo. That's probably one of my favorites out of all the different guitar duos we've seen in Wishbone Ash over the years. You know, no disrespect to Mr. Turner, the original. He was fabulous too, but there's something about what these two guys did together. So anyway, this is just a killer live album. You know, the version of FUBB or FUB or Fucked Up Beyond Belief, one of the best guitar instrumentals of all time. It's killer on here. Top of the World is just epic. You know, there's just some great stuff on here. You know, Helpless is killer. Runaway, you know, Living Proof is just sensational guitar interplay on this album. The vocals of Martin Turner, very, very strong. So, you know, for me, I don't really miss the guitar playing of Ted Turner on this because I think this eclipses what Ted Turner and Andy Powell did on the first Live Dates. I just think this is a better live album. Just my opinion, of course. Your mileage may vary. They've since released other Live Dates live albums from various other incarnations and tours and whatnot. This one, though, which collects material from 76 to 80, for my money, is the best, and it's a must-have live album. Wishbone Ash, Forgotten Favorites, Live Dates Volume 2. Get it, own it, enjoy it, love it. You'll never forget. With that, I'm going to bow out of another week of What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility, bringing you the best in all forms of metal, progressive rock, jazz fusion, hard rock, classic rock, folk rock, whatever. We do it all. Visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We are also on Facebook. We are also on Twitter. And, of course, we're here each and every week on YouTube. So we'll see you again next time. Till then, keep rocking. Listen to a lot of great tunes. Always be expanding your horizons, and don't forget the classics. We'll see you next time. Take care.